Hey folks, welcome back to my time at Sandrock, and welcome back to the Alliance Summit, where the end of the first day is upon us, and superstar Luna is about to perform.
Luna, we love you! We're not worthy!
Luna! Luna! Luna!
Look up at the sky, you can't help but wish as the stars pass you by. An ocean of wonder, we're standing under, won't you answer why? I still believe completely that our hearts were meant to sing. And in my dreams, you're dreaming next to me. Fantasy, as it lives and breathes, everything I wished for is standing right in front of me.
I
When
like
the
this song.
moonlight hits the
She's so
starlight,
cool.
and the starlight hits the moonlight, I will see your glowing face, and I will see my fantasy. And every night I think of you, and I hope you think of me. It won't be long at all until you see fantasy, as it lives and breathes. Everything I wished for is standing right in front of me. When the moonlight hits the starlight, and the starlight hits the moonlight, I will feel your glowing face, and I will see.
Seeing Luna live! I can die happy!
This performance has been dedicated to you, the people of Sandrock! Thank you for showing us that miracles really do happen! Sandrock, good night!
All right, so single song performance.
This is how the pros do it.
Stellar performance is always.
I like it. The repertoire.
Seems like everybody had a good time. Nice end to the first day of the summit. And I think it's time for us to head home and go to sleep. Right, Mion? Right. Race you home, babe. All right. That's a nice performance. Nice song. Didn't overstay her welcome there with like a 6-song set that we'd have to sit through. I don't know where the baby is, but she's a wild little one. She gets around. Let's go to sleep and go to the final day of the summit. My parents said they'd be arriving this morning. I'd better go pick them up at the station. After that, there's the summit announcement meeting to attend. I hope they meet Mion and the baby. I hope they somehow scripted that.
Wow, this air is dry.
Wow, it's Ma and Pa. We finally get to see what they look like. And look at this, he's got the same blue hair as me. Fantastic.
Hey, we're here! Look at you. You look so mature and professional and
Did you grow an inch? Might be the shoes.
we've got so much to tell you about.
We'll have plenty of time to catch up. Let's get our bags to the hotel, huh?
Oh, is that Mayor Trudy? Mayor Trudy, we meet at last.
Let me just say,
It has been not just an honor, but an absolute delight to have your child here in Sandrock. You could have just saved our town, and we'd have been eternally grateful. But you just had to go the extra mile and be a wonderful person while doing it.
Aw, Trudy, you're making me blush.
Sounds par for the course.
Oh, you hear that? Oh, I'm so proud of what you've done here.
Thanks, Ma.
Proud of you, too.
Thanks, Pa.
Oh, I brought you a yakmel milk, as discussed. This is the real fresh stuff. The exported kind is good, but... Oh, just try it for yourself. You take it cold, yes?
Well, I learned to drink it cold. When you were a baby, as a matter of fact. You know, Trudy. Heat up your yakmel milk, chase the kid around, come back to find it cold.
Oh, so true. Jasmine got me the same way.
I prefer mine hot. Do you have another?
Oh, I don't, but... Well, let's run over to the Blue Moon and get a hot yakmel milk for your darling husband.
That sounds lovely. There's so much to see here. When the celebrations are over, I want you to show us everything.
I hate to tear you away from your folks like this, but they actually sent me to come get you. Do you mind running over to Martel Square to check in with General Ling? We'll be right behind you.
Oh, we don't want to keep you from something important, dear. Pa, let's get our bags to the Blue Moon.
Thanks for meeting us at the station. Looks like they want you to get to that meeting. Don't worry, you can introduce us to everyone later. And I agree with your ma. I want to see all the things you've done here too. We really missed you, but I can see already how important coming here was for you. Even the way you stand. You're more confident now. Of course. I wasn't crazy about all that Duvo stuff, but things are safe now. We'll visit more often. Sorry, I'm starting to sound like that guy you told us about. Cooper. Well, go ahead. I think that's what you're supposed to do. Love you. See you in the square.
All right, really cool meeting the parents. I guess they don't have names.
Welcome.
Yeah. We weren't going to miss this. Do you need something of us?
I am pleased to inform you that you all are guests of honor. I wanted to make sure personally that you were here before speeches begin.
That's kind of you. Thank you, sir.
Of course, of course. Please, this way.
Did we miss anything?
Shh, it's starting.
Friends, citizens, people of the Free Cities, welcome to the Alliance Quinquennial Summit. It has been an honor already for our humble city to host this event thus far. I've heard only great things about our speakers. Let's have a round of applause for all of our fabulous volunteers.
My talk went overtime.
And now, it is with great pleasure I inform all of you the results of our first day of talks. It is clear to us all that the Duvos Empire is posing an ever greater threat to our great alliance. First, the attack on Sandrock. Then, the rogue knight in Portia. And finally, the aggression toward our friends in Athea up north. This cannot stand. Various solutions have been proposed, some of which will be drafted and voted upon as policy in the near future. We have also agreed that bolstering the northern settlements bordering the Duvos conquered Athean territory and developing a more interconnected alliance economy are keys to our security. Questions remain, however, as to how exactly this will be carried out. We'll need much more capital investment and capacity if we're to succeed in our plans.
She is so much more confident than she was when Matilda was here. It's really impressive, actually, the growth that she's experienced.
Some delegates even brought up the possibility of unifying the taxes and economy planning of the Free Cities. But so far, that's not on the agenda, as we all do value our independence. But one thing we were able to unanimously agree upon is that what happened here in Sandrock over the last few years is nothing short of a miracle. And for that reason, the summit delegates have taken it upon themselves to personally thank some of the key players in making our town into what it is today. We have prepared a few awards for some of the outstanding citizens of Sandrock. Ahem. First off, I would like to call forward my friend and longtime colleague, Zeke. Come on up here, Zeke. You deserve this. Mr. Zeke, after learning your story, our delegates, as well as the other researchers of Vega 5, were absolutely blown away. Many of our scientists are known for having their heads in the clouds, looking to replicate old-world technology. But you used your brilliant mind and incredible tenacity right here on the ground, making our free cities a better and more sustainable place for all of us to live. For these reasons and more, on behalf of our council, I hereby award you with the Alliance Council Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Science. Congratulations, Zeke.
Thanks.
Yeah, he's not the most
Some fights are over
eloquent
in a flash,
individual, but
and some are fought across a lifetime. Not all wars are fought on the battlefield. There stands among us a man who could tell us all about that. A war fought across a lifetime. Every day a struggle, and for all of his troubles, he was only, until just now, ever rewarded with more. This man will go down in the history books as a hero, as an inspiration. Whenever you're about to give up, I hope you will remember this man who never did. For the man who always believed in Sandrock, the Alliance Council would like to bestow upon Mr. Mort with the Free Cities Lifetime Achievement Award. Mr. Mort, please join your son on the stage and accept your award.
Thank you, sir.
We have one more award to give out. One that we just nearly overlooked. Miss Mian, could you please come to the stage?
Thank you, everyone. I'm honored to be giving out the Commerce Guild's Top Builder Award. It only seemed right that I nominate the person I thought best fit that description. The recipient of this award is not just a great builder, but a great friend to all the people of Sandrock. When I first met you, I said, "Do you remember?" I said, "Let's make a promise, builder to builder. A promise to take Sandrock back to its glory days." Back then, I wasn't sure if I really believed we really could. Shoot for the moon, for if you miss, you may still land among the stars, as they say. But as time went on, and I saw you do these things, these incredible things, I wanted to follow your example and do my best to keep my promise to you. And because of your dedication, your hard work, your incredible ability, your inspiring presence, you kept that promise. Not for me, not for yourself, but for all of us. It is with great pleasure I inform you all that it's not just my opinion, but the opinion of the entire Free Cities Commerce Guild, that our Free Cities' next top builder is none other than you!
really, really nice.
It's my honor to share this stage with you.
Congratulations!
Ooh, looks good on you.
Woo!
It was this or your builder in Portia. No hard feelings, eh, old chap?
None at all.
All right, take a bow, you three. One more round of applause for the heroes of Sandrock. I hereby conclude the summit's announcements. Now, let's go party!
Really nice that Mian is the one who gave that to me. And again, I realized they couldn't script every possible romantic pairing into this kind of thing, but it would have been nice if she'd acknowledged the fact that we were married and have a child together.
Over here. Can you sit with our guests for a bit? I've saved you a seat.
Kugo's caterwauling in the corner.
Hello, and thank you all for coming. Let's celebrate to our heart's content for today. Tomorrow morning, we ride the airship. But for now, cheers to a new age for Sandrock. Let's dig in.
After working together from afar for so long, it's nice to finally meet some of you face to face. I've been rooting for you all since the beginning, and, well, it's wonderful to be able to see for myself what all you've been able to accomplish. The sun is shining, the weather is warm, and there's flowers and grass are as far as the eye can see. I honestly can't wait to bring my daughter here to see these changes. I truly believe that Sandrock's back on the map, and we truly need you guys. With the development of Portia and Sandrock, the center of the Alliance is no longer a weak spot.
I second that notion. And may I also add that it's wonderful to see our two Highwinders here making such fantastic contributions to the process. Indeed, they are a living testament to the power of the free cities working together. But hey, when are you gonna give us our builder back, huh? I kid. But dang, you guys sure did get the pick of the litter. Oh, but also, to show our support, I brought a few gifts. Seeds and such from our botany school to help out with your planting team. And, we're not exactly new to the planting game either, so we'd love to collab sometime.
Oh, naturally.
I see what you did there.
Oh, by the way, Mayor Trudy, I do hope you'll take into consideration my words during the summit. The Duvos affair had quite an impact on our tentative peace treaty with them.
Yes, I don't doubt that it did.
Not to mention that horrid news from Portia. What has become of your rogue knight anyhow, Gale? You know, the one that destroyed a quarter of your city with that doomsday device?
Spoilers for the first game, I guess.
She goes by Wendy now.
Quaint.
As for the rogue knight, he's disappeared without a trace.
Right. We're working with the Flying Pigs to track him down. After the Portia incident, we also did a full sweep of the military hierarchy, looking for any more Duvos spies. At least so far, we haven't found any.
What if you're a spy, Ling?
Are there any indication that Duvos will expand their land grab of Athea? Will the Alliance react? My settlement plans will be in shambles if there's an actual shooting war.
That is up to the Council to decide, but the guards stand ready to...
My fellow delegates, today is cause for celebration. Let's keep the mood light, shall we?
Of course, of course. It's this Yakmel milk. Got my mouth running. I'll have another glass to make amends then.
Mayor Trudy, your town's band has quite a unique sound. It's a little country and a little rock. I can even hear some heavy metal vibes in there.
That's our Kugo band. Cooper's a rancher and Hugo's a blacksmith here in town. Ahem. I didn't see our director Chi. Pity he didn't attend, though I'm not surprised. I heard he's here researching some spaceship ruins.
It's the starship ruins, Administrator Curie. Your assumption is not unfounded, but your conclusion is misinformed.
Oh, did he show up in the? He showed up in the metal suit, didn't he? Yeah, of course he did.
Oh.
It's doing the moonwalk. I guess he's been practicing.
A dancing robot, and it's not harming anyone.
Pebbles the center stage. Such a great feeling for a little kid like that. Owen and Logan playing cards. Andy undoubtedly trying to cheat.
Oh man.
All right, we've got a new mission here. Jewel of the Eufaula. Everyone's having a great time at the party and catching up with their friends. Have a good time and get ready to go up on the airship tomorrow. Well, all right. Looks like the moles are over here. Grumpy and Princess Lumi.
Pancha Duvos always okay. Hey. I'm Builder now. Can make wood axe. You want? Can cut nothing.
Everybody here for you, huh? Me here for snacks. My stepmother is still out there somewhere, but I think we're okay now. Still, she did try to kill me. Don't really get over that. One thing I did get over, however, is my unhealthy obsession with Logan. Yes, just as soon as I found out he was a good guy and not a bandit, all of my infatuation just faded away. I totally grew as a mouse person. It's not like I have a thing for mysterious bad boys. Oh, who's that military guy? Avery, you say?
All right, interesting.
There you are.
Man, who's this here?
Oh my gosh, you're adorable. Oh, are we keeping you? You should go chat with all your friends.
Don't worry, we're not going anywhere.
Was that some attempt to comment on our child? But the child is not actually here because it hasn't grown up enough to walk yet?
The flowers at Mian and Mia's shop are top notch. I always find something eye-catching whenever I drop by. General Ling just signed my death certificate not long ago, and we came face to face again. Awkward. Well, I think he understood right away, as after a brief moment of confusion, he gave me a wink and moved on. My secret seems safe enough for now. I guess it's easy to fade into the background with you at the party. They're tripping over each other to ask about all your achievements. Can't say I blame them. If I were them, I'd want to meet you too. Sure is strange, huh? You used to be that new builder in town, and I used to be that random girl who overcooks your omelets. And then, well, yeah, all of this. Don't get me wrong, I'll always have great admiration for everything you've accomplished here, but I just can't see you as a celebrity. To me, you'll always just be you. Looks like they need something over at table 4. Catch you later.
All right. Chi, that was a pretty impressive robot dance.
Yes. Hello. Sorry I can't be in higher spirits. Attendance to this event was mandatory. They only let me display the mobile suit for 30 seconds. Can you believe that? I'm furthermore required to explain our discoveries to these politicians who do not possess the prerequisite knowledge necessary to truly appreciate said discoveries. They couldn't even be bothered to read my summaries. I even got it down to 600 pages. Well, this is part of the show, as they say. If we must go through these meaningless motions to continue to receive funding from these establishments, then I say, so be it. Here's a fun game to play. Use the word dendrogram improperly as many times as you can in a sentence and see how long it takes for them to pick up on it. My record is 7. You're worried that this airship might be the last project we work on together? Why, that's nonsense. Utter dendrogram. I could never ask for a better builder to manifest my designs. And may I remind you, I still haven't gotten that advanced mobile suit that I've been asking for.
All right. We got Logan and Andy. Cooper apparently has something to say. All right.
Well, looks like things are about wrapping up around here. Yep, peace and prosperity throughout the land. A green Sandrock, true jewel of the desert. Looks like my work here is done. You, on the other hand, you're just getting started. Sure, you took care of the lizard people, the mole men, the rat conspiracy, as well as the shadowy cabal that sought to devour us from within. Not bad for your first adventure. Reminds me of myself at your age. Of course, I might have handled it all with a bit more finesse, but it can't be ignored that you do bring that personal brand of moxie to the game that we have grown to know and adore. Anywho, there's still plenty of rogue factions still on the radar. The Moon Men, for example. They've been quiet this whole time. Too quiet.
He's not wrong. There still is one more fantastical foe to face on your grand adventure, and he's standing right in front of you. Okay, let's keep listening.
A bit of a backstory on the Moon Men. Just want to be sure you've got the motivation. we can hardly declare war on a group of individuals if we ain't properly identified our qualms with them and their ways of life and why they're bad. The moon, as we all know, is simply a projection, a hologram that comes from a machine built by the werewolf people. Remember this name, although they won't be relevant again until the DLC. That stands for Delayed Till Later Conflict.
That's so stupid. So some sort of weird DLC with a fight against moon men?
Anyway, the Moon Men, they lost their home in the Great Moon Wars thousands of years ago. Since then, they've been biding their time, gaining power by drinking lava inside the core of the planet. Yeah, they suck it up like milkshakes at any moment. And I'm talking about literally any moment. I'm talking now. Okay, how about now? Or now? All right, so maybe not right this moment, but like I said, could literally be any moment. These moon men will burst out of the crust of our planet and begin laying waste to our prairies and fields, fondling our churches, burning our Yakmo, all with one singular goal in mind: to turn our planet into the moon.
How does fondling churches factor into that plan?
Now, this goal, it's understandable to an extent. They're homesick, moonsick, if you will. Unfortunately, this puts us at irreparable odds and ends with the moon men, being that we humans prefer our planet not being the moon, so, yeah. Like I said, one of us has got to die. I vote for them. Now, I reckon I'm not completely against the idea of some sort of compromise. Could we turn part of our planet into the moon? A little bit? Maybe carve out a little island for them to live peacefully and do moon stuff? Just spitballing here. We don't have to go with this. It just came up with it. Moon Island? I mean, we'd have to run it by the Moon Men, check it for copyright, but I don't know, workshop it. That's your thing, right? Look, just let it be known that we didn't not explore other options before resulting in all-out war. But, you know, failing that, like I said, all-out war. And you're gonna have to lead the charge. I would, of course, but, well, shucks, these days, I've just got too much to live for. Finally got this greener Sandrock to raise my kin in. Working on a new nocturne today. A lot on the plate. You know how it is. Moon Men weaknesses include fireballs, kung fu kicks, and I believe they're lactose intolerant, but granted, that one is harder to work with.
Granted.
I can try to help you out there, but no promises. Can't just be giving milk away, even if it is to combat intergalactic lava fiends posing a planetary threat. Gotta eat. Like I said, you know how it is. Hey, well, shoot. I kind of realize maybe I'm taking up a bit of your time. Yeah, you got a party to get back to, ain't you? Well, I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. 'Tis my first offense, after all. You know, most instances where some kind of event like this to take place, I'd probably make the comment that everyone involved is highly overrated, regardless of whether or not I knew that to be true. But, seeing as I happen to know you personally and whatnot, I reckon you're all right. You should run for office. Any office. I'd vote for you. Vampires are real, though. Buying up real estate, using the gift of eternal life to make...
Oh my god, I thought he was finally gonna stop.
It's enough to make you sick. Imagine being priced out of a home just because a vampire been sitting on it for 600 years.
He was so close there.
Oops. I almost got myself riled up again. Oh, well, you have a good one. Don't be a stranger. Oh, and remember, if they let you pilot that thing, anytime you turn left up there, You have the right of way. Or is it the right? Regardless, perhaps the rules of the skies have changed since I was last up there. Tell you what, you punch a hard left and the other feller up there doesn't get out of your way, I owe you yakma milk. I'll even offer up to help pry you from the burning wreckage. You know, if time permits. Oh, and one more thing. Make sure you stock up on parachutes up there. Folk will tell you those things are safer than automobiles.
He really is a final boss, isn't he?
I beg to differ. Crashed far more airships than I did.
Oh my god, he's still going.
Any vehicle for that matter. Save for school buses. They're deceptive.
Oh my
You got the whole
god.
sky up there, then bam! Giant duck cuts you off while you're adding marshmallows to your cocoa. Rear end them, knock your front bumper clean off.
Oh my, I can't believe this.
Yeah, never get into a wreck with a giant duck, tell you what. No insurance. You gotta chase them down, get them to land, then quack it out. Oh, and when they offer you 1 duck egg, tell them make it 3, then settle for 2. Them ducks be haggling.
Them ducks be haggling for real.
What's that look for? Come on, there's plenty more duck eggs where that one came from. They're practically made of the stuff. I gotta look out for me and mine. I suggest you do the same. Anyway, I told you about that time I flipped the bus, huh? I did? Oh yeah, well, shucks. I might be running out of stories.
No, come on.
I told you about the moon men, right? Yeah, just now. Well, guess I'm at a loss for words. Get you? That's slang for see you later. Of course you know that. What am I saying? You're a true blue Sandrocker at this point. Yep, be seeing you then. Which is to say, goodbye. So long. And, you know, do me a favor, will you? Really. Take care of yourself.
You have become more powerful than anyone could ever imagine. Stamina +5. Well, that's Cooper for you. All right. Well, this has certainly been interesting. Ma and Pa are here still.
My baby's all grown up. And you're a really great builder. So proud of you.
Look at you. All grown up, dependable. I couldn't be more proud.
All right. Well, I wish you could meet my wife and child. Oh, the mysterious man's here too.
I've been around, seen things, experienced more. Nothing really surprises me anymore. But you all certainly did, so I tip my mask to you. Congrats on making Sandrock great again.
Hey, thanks, buddy. All right. So, we need to enjoy the party and wait for tomorrow, which is, I guess, the airship ride? Let's just double check this. So today is the 4th, no birthdays or anything like that. Yeah, have a good time, get ready to go up on the airship tomorrow. I believe that's the finale. Oh, there's more, there's a big party out here for everybody else. Okay. Well, I want to hear what Mian has to say. I don't think we should go for a cookout right now, hun.
Darling, any plans for our next meal? How about some of this?
Okay. We did want to chat with Elsie before the game was out.
Psst, hey, what do you say we sneak out, grab some itching powder? I've got this diagram for a stink bomb from another dimension. Ha! Psych! Come on, that's the old me. The new me chatted up a couple of those stodgy old coots and put in a good word for you. Of course, not like it was much of a challenge. Talking you up is like bragging water's wet. Now, while yes, I do occasionally have prankish desires, I'm able to channel them in healthier and more productive ways. Although, sometimes I still do play little tricks on those mean old kangaroo critters out in the desert. Anyways, reckon I'd still be a goofball if you ain't come around, so just thought it was worth bringing up.
She's a sweetheart. Anybody else I want to talk to? Xena and Larry, maybe?
Your legend grows, spewing human. Strength such as yours shall surely go down in history. Yes! I've been saving that one for a while.
If only Xena hadn't left, our offspring could have studied here.
Now, I know we've put our pasts behind us, but making a good impression on these leader humans wouldn't be the worst first step you could take towards complete and utter world domination. For you, I've given up on that particular dream.
Oh, thanks, Larry. Fang?
This party, I would not have come if not for you. This town never meant much to me. I just liked the weather. You made it into something meaningful, worth fighting for. Just look at all these happy people. They're here to celebrate what you and your friends did. You should be proud. The fashion show is...
Okay. Mort?
There will be times when the wind and the waves will be braved, and when the cloud sails will be lifted, the sea will be shaken. Some ships sink only leagues from the shore, but thousands of vessels should one day sail to and from o'er the wreckage. Flowers wilt, but new buds bloom just behind them. It has been my honor to sink, so that others could swim.
You're a good man, Mort. My dear friend Amira has nothing different to say. I think we already chatted with her. And yeah, I think we've already spoken with everyone else here as well. Unsure, maybe you might have thoughts on the party. Yeah, okay.
It's like patrolling, but a little different. When I patrol, there aren't loads of people looking at me, and I can only walk in a straight line. That's different too.
All right. Well, it was a lovely, lovely party. First thing in the morning, but the hour we've spent here has just about exhausted all of its entertainment potential. I think I'll try one thing. I guess we can check our mail here. We've got gifts, an earring from Ernest, a potted plant from Jane, some water from Burgess. I do think I want to see if I can find Pumpkin and bring her to meet her grandparents. They don't seem to care about my wife, or at least the developers were not able to script an interaction between your spouse and your parents, apparently. Where is my child? There she is. Let me see if they react at all if I walk over while I'm holding my baby. You would think, at the very least, they would find a way to, like, talk about your child without mentioning your spouse, since it could be one of 16 people, and that would be hard to script.
My baby's all grown up.
Look at you.
Yeah, okay, they don't care. A little disappointing. I guess we can just drop Pumpkin off and go to sleep and take the airship ride tomorrow, which should fly us into the credits to be. We've spoken to everyone around town. We've received awards and accolades. We've heard about, you know, how all the great leaders of the Alliance have reacted to our incredible work here in Sandrock. I think it's time to wrap things up. So let's sleep our way to victory, shall we, one last time? Oh, by the way, for some reason, the saving works again. But I don't know why. All right, today is the day to go out on the airship. I'd better go. Right, okay. Well, screw my baby and her sick stomach and her need for a bottle. Let's go flying.
Please keep your hands and feet inside the imaginary, real vehicle.
The maiden voyage of the SS Martel. Here we go.
To your left, you'll see the fabulous Portia Tunnel, a joint effort, several leagues through solid rock that connect us to our water-shipping neighbors.
To your right, the fabulous Katori World! Happiest place in the Free Cities! But don't take my word for it. Take the whole family for a ride on the world-famous Coaster World!
Oh, apologies for the turbulence, but what you're feeling now is only a fraction of the wind that we used to get before. Ahem. With that, allow me to direct your attention towards
The outback forest and everything else. Over there's all the trees that we planted. With people like my mom, and the builder, and Mr. Zeke, and Neon, and Nia.
We've got one more trick up our sleeve, as it were. This airship is equipped with environment-maintaining technology.
Incredible.
Coming up now on the last stop of the tour. What you see before you is Martel's Oasis, restored to its former glory through the monumentous efforts of our wonderful townsfolk. Indeed, what you see before you is the jewel of the Eufaula. This concludes the tour. Now, everyone, please just enjoy the ride.
Oh, nice. We actually get to take a little tour in the airship here.
This airship is of top quality. If the Alliance can muster 10, no, 5 of them, we'll never worry about Duvos again.
You can see the bridge across to the bend, and the permanent rainbow as the result of the oasis.
Hey, better not talk to me while I'm flying this thing. Never know when a giant duck might come out of nowhere and cut me off.
All right, but just remember, if you're making a left, you've got right of way.
Boy, you all weren't kidding. I mean, you get this kind of view from the top of the tall sky elevator, but I must say, we lack the horizontal movement.
Yeah, I only wish we had a couple of sky gliders. I would jump right off the side of this thing.
Whew, thanks for carrying the team on this one. Wei was supposed to be here, but he said he was worried about getting airsick.
Yeah, get a really nice view. There's our massive workshop down there. A lot of space we're not even really using properly.
Yes, I was only allowed to come on the maiden voyage because of nepotism. I don't care. Whee!
Self-aware and hilarious.
Feels like home, eh? We're high in the air, and there's a lot of wind.
Yeah. Oh, right. Tall Sky isn't the place known for the gliders. It's Highwind, where I'm home from. Okay. Gale from Portia.
I can see my house from here. Or at least, that's what I would say if not for those darn mountains. Ah, well. That's what tunnels are for. Am I right?
You are right.
Having overseen the construction of a few airships myself, I must say, this one seems a bit different. Ah, I see. It's partly Duvos' design. I'll have to examine the diagram closely to fully grasp its intricacies.
Greetings, mon ami. Yes, of course I snuck aboard. The allure of the skies. She was too great. If anyone knows, I am the waiter.
Standing atop a ship like this with no intention of riding it into battle, it's a soothing feeling.
The technology you use here is very much ahead of the curve. Perhaps we should have gotten along with Chi.
Well, geniuses are often hard to deal with.
Even though our city is known for its culture, sometimes I wish we also have the technical capabilities that you guys have.
We might have to commission one of these from you and your fantastic Commerce Guild.
All right, well, that's everybody. Only one last person to speak to.
Well, how do you feel?
I mean, yeah, good and accomplished, but I am a little sad. I mean, this town and its people have really grown on me over the course of 160 hours of playtime. This game is really something special, and even though there's a part of me that is like, okay, good. I've been playing this too much. It's time for it to be over. I'm also sad that there's not more, you know? I liked my little interactions with all the different people, getting to know their personalities. I liked seeing what the writers did with them.
Really? Me too. But it's a good sad. I think maybe we're just sad because it's over.
Agreed.
I mean, our struggle. We've won. But now, with no serious challenges on the horizon, what follows is some feeling of emptiness. But the end of our struggle means not just a new chapter for Sandrock, but for ourselves, too.
Okay.
It's been a long road. Sometimes, when I look at old photographs, I hardly recognize myself. To think that flawed person changed to be the one standing here with you now. Sometimes things looked bleak, really bleak. But we had each other, and new friends we made along the way. We pushed through. We never gave up, no matter how bad it looked. And through it all, we were able to create a better world for our children. So, what's next for us? I really can't say. But what I do know is that we have earned our destiny. Every day here, every day belongs to us. Life goes on here because of what we did, because of all of us. I know we made a difference. I still feel the weight that comes from everything down there. But it's different now. I feel a kind of safety under that weight. Maybe it's because I know we can carry it now.
All right. Dear Max, it's been 172 days since you got off the train from Highwind and began your adventure in Sandrock. At that time, Yan and President Yan came to... well, wow, that's going way too fast. I guess it's a summation of the story? I didn't see that I could pause it. When you first set foot in Sandrock, Mayor Trudy was off in the desert experimenting with desert planting. The town you arrived at was a bit disorganized. Yan had allowed a backlog of commissions to accumulate, the most important of which was the crane lift meant for Rocky and his crew. You built Eufaula's salvage crane lift. Before long, you learned about the infamous Logan gang as they forcibly boarded a train. Their motivations then were all a mystery. The other dangers of Sandrock became apparent quickly too. A once peaceful group of lizard folk, the Gigglers, became hostile and emboldened, launching numerous attacks against Sandrock, which you repelled, ultimately resulting in the destruction of the Shonash Bridge and the literal fall of the Giggler president via his own hubris. Rebuilding the bridge was no simple task. It took all of Sandrock coming together to make it happen. Director Chi was pleasantly surprised when the person sent to inspect the bridge turned out to be none other than his childhood friend Mint. With the bridge restored, everyone breathed a sigh of relief, but the calm was quickly shattered by a brazen attack on the water tower. Fleeing the scene, you came face to face with Logan for the first time. The town was shocked to think that he might have done this. Unwavered, Elsie sought your help in investigating Logan's abandoned home in hope of finding something to explain his behavior and perhaps even prove his innocence. In the midst of this turmoil, you started to learn the history of Sandrock and what the citizens really hope for in the future. Zeke taught you about the straw grid and how to plant crops in Sandrock to start doing your part towards greenifying the city. When Trudy returned, there was some debate as to whether it was even possible to restore Martel's Oasis to its original form, but ultimately, you persevered and proved to all the naysayers there was hope. As Sandrock began to pick itself up, bandit attacks intensified. Logan kidnapped Matilda at the opening ceremony of the Little Wood. You rescued her unharmed, but Miguel was furious and called for a bounty hunter to track Logan down. This led to you meeting an imposter, who turned out to be a friend. Sandrock's success in planting the Little Wood, as well as the excellent handling of crisis after crisis, piqued the interest of world-famous business mogul Musa, who soon paid a visit. The welcoming party did not go as expected. Luckily, Mort persuaded Musa to give the town one more chance to show it's worth investing in. Just as he did, however, another eco-crisis reared its head. A strange green ooze was causing pollution from the inside of the Valley of Whispers, caused by the Rat Queen's crazed search for her daughter. Some citizens, like Ryan and Dan B., even wanted to leave. Seeing the Sandrocker spirit firsthand, Moose's interest in the town was renewed, and he pulled the trigger on the Road to Portia initiative, a plan you worked on with Heidi, Chi, Albert, and Mint, amongst others. Despite going quiet for some time, Bronco the Kid managed to find clues that, in a roundabout way, led you all to Logan's hideout. In the end, it was you alone who made it into the bandits' den. From here, the conspiracy surrounding Sandrock began to unravel. Suddenly, it all came to a head when Logan pulled down the statue of Peach in front of everyone at Haru's trial. Turned out that Miguel and Penn were Duvos agents sent to dry up Sandrock. You exposed them, but they didn't go down without a fight. Our saboteurs behind bars all seemed to be well in Sandrock again. Logan and Haru rejoined the town. Grace was preparing to complete her mission. But it was then we discovered the true meaning behind the water conspiracy. Duvos was planning to attack Sandrock. Just when the Sandrockers thought they'd clutched victory from the jaws of defeat, one final Duvos operative revealed herself, Matilda. Pulling the plug on your defenses, Duvos was able to swoop in and occupy Sandrock. It was up to you and the citizens of Sandrock to unfasten their sinister hold on your town. With Sandrock back under your control, the decision had to be made, whether to stay and wait for Alliance support or investigate the Duvos' presence in the north. Heroically, you and your friends rode Daisy the Duck headfirst into battle. With Duvos out of the way, there was nothing stopping you and your friends from making Sandrock into the beautiful oasis Martel always believed it could be. And step by step, her dream came to be a reality. With his days of banditry behind him, Logan turned himself in, asking to be held to the full account of the law. Nevertheless, it was impossible to ignore the role he played in saving Sandrock, so he was given a lenient sentence and before long would once again call himself a Sandrocker. With Yan behind bars, someone had to take up his mantle. Who would have thought it would be not his not evil but good twin brother, Wei, who had previously been thought lost in the peripheries. Soon after, former nemesis of Sandrock, Larry the Giegler president, was found, broken. Through the compassion of yours and others, he became a friend and a member of Sandrock. With the city becoming livable and more families moving in, Mayor Trudy thought it right to start investing in education. Neon thought so too and donated most of her back pay stolen by Jan to the next project. Trudy set her sights back towards greenification. Unfortunately, the portion water and Zeke's current know-how weren't enough. They called in an expert from Highwind to consult, and to your surprise, along with him came your old friend Nia. With Professor Law's knowledge and Chi's discoveries up north, you were able to progress technology and build a pipeline, bringing even more water to the oasis. Katori was finally able to manifest her own dream, the dream of creating an amusement park in Sandrock. Katori World now brings people from all over the world to enjoy her park and Sandrock culture. All your great successes earned the attention of the Free Cities, and Sandrock was selected to be the host of the Quinquennial Alliance Summit, in addition to a grant to build a high-tech airship. After the summit, all the representatives were able to see all of your accomplishments and the beauty of the newly rejuvenated oasis, riding comfortably on your airship, proving once and for all, Martel's Oasis, the jewel of the Eufaula, had finally returned. Your great adventure was also decorated with the rewards of daily life. You took commissions off the board at the guild and personally formed friends who needed your help. Every contribution you made to town, big and small, made a difference in at least one person's life. Your work in the Commerce Guild was nothing short of legendary. The numbers you put up for the guild left builders across the land in awe. You will forever be remembered as a standard that all builders strive to reach. Total commissions completed, 396. Some weekends you went in to do a bit of extra work by inspecting other builders' items. They always appreciated having a pair of expert eyes on their work in order to help them improve. Number of inspections, 60. As your commissions became more demanding, you began to rely more on Eufaula Salvage and your mole friends to help you get the materials you needed. By working together, you were able to make Sandrock a better place. You commissioned them for materials 3 times. No matter how busy you got, you never had trouble keeping the balance. A good night's sleep is the best skincare routine there is. As such, it was quite rare to see you with panda eyes. All the huge commissions you took on for the town usually put you in contention for Workshop of the Year, but it was always just out of your grasp. The other builders really pulled their weight. What are you talking about? I had Workshop of the Year. Well, all right. Money doesn't buy you happiness, but it does buy upgrades for your house. All in all, you earned 904,791 goals. And you know that sometimes you have to spend money to make money. You spent 635,000 of it. You collected 1,014 dew. You bought 1,365 units of water, and you used a total of 12,876 units of water in your machines. When it came to your social life, your time in Sandrock has been a wonderful growing experience, as you met people who will surely be your best friends for life. You never let the other things going on get in the way of your personal relationships, and your friends truly appreciate that. As the days turned into months, you always tried to find time to participate in the local festivals. You grabbed 12 gifts during the Day of the Bright Sun. You caught the most ghosts in the Chase of Memories 2 times. You won the running of the Yak Mall 1 time. You cooked 18 dishes for the Winter Solstice Barbecue Fest. You served everyone at the dance-off 2 times. You crossed the finish line first in the sand running races 0 times. You defeated all the competition in the showdown at high noon 1 time. You're a real party lover and enjoy the company of friends at home. You've often prepared lots of delicious food. Everyone loves going to your house and leaving with a full belly and a full heart. In total, you hosted 7 parties. For some, time spent in Sandrock was a time of romance. And many would have found it hard to choose who that special someone might be. But you realized that you only had eyes for one person and made sure to make them yours. You shared 11 hugs and 16 kisses along the way. You gave 730 gifts. You went out with friends or on dates 3 times. 8 times you were feeling romantic and you just had to say to the person you were speaking to. Nevertheless, your pointed memory for dates, times, and schedules allowed you to keep up the pretenses of being in love with just the one. No one ever saw through your veil of treachery. You were caught cheating 0 times. Okay, I'm not sure about that. Day 18, on day 181 of year 2, you got married, and marriage was only the beginning of your happily ever after. On day 24, on day 242, on day 24 of the 2nd month of year 2, Pumpkin came into the world and joined your beautiful family. Pumpkin continues to grow and learn and take after you, which has brought you and your partner incredible joy. There were also quite a few domesticated animals living in and around Sandrock. Despite his initial difficulty fitting in, you helped Banjo to find a loving home and even cured him of his condition. What Nemo lacked in brains, he made up for in being adorable, still better behaved than Banjo while being twice as excited about everything you ever did. Elsie's It ended up being not so much of a menace and more of a faithful friend. And since your arrival, you cut down 9 trees. Wait a sec, 9? That's amazing. You must have really taken the Sandrock spirit to heart. No doubt your diligence stopped a sandstorm or 2. And also, Burgess is very proud of you. The ruins around Sandrock are many and vast, as you yourself can attest to. You set foot in nearly every floor of every ruin known to exist in the area. Overall, you ended up paying the Civil Corps 7,330 golds for their management and maintenance to spend time in the abandoned ruins. But with all the valuable materials you found, you earned back that money 1,000 times over. While adventuring, you encountered and defeated 249 rare monsters. They provided you with unusual materials, and in dispatching them, you made the town a safer place as well. Altogether, you dove into hazardous ruins 5 times, earning the admiration of the Civil Corps, but somewhat worrying your friends and family. Other times, though, you needed to ask backup from your fellow Civil Corpsmen. They were happy to help you out while you focused on other, more important things. You commissioned the Civil Corps 16 times in total. Showing great combat prowess, you defeated 1,237 monsters on your way to victory. Down in the ruins, you found countless data disks left over from the old world. Partnering with Key at the Research Center, you managed to create 465 machines to add to your workshop lineup. Also, while diving, you found all sorts of relic fragments. Of the 48 types you encountered, you managed to restore 45 of them. Currently, there are 20 exhibits on display at Katori's museum, most of which were donated by you. Thanks to you, many people have been able to learn more about the old world and cherish the new one we all live in. When you came to Sandrock, you could hardly fry an egg, but in time your skill rivaled even the top chefs of the Free Cities. Still, you were never too big to stop in at the Blue Moon from time to time. You learned to cook 0 unique dishes. You were at the Blue Moon 5 times, finding beauty all around you. You sometimes couldn't help but snap a photo. I took like 150 photographs, but I had to delete them all. Sometimes you needed some downtime at the Golden Goose. You played games at the Game Center 12 times, caught 371 fish in total, and I caught the kingfish 1 time. Once you had a stable, you purchased 2 mounts and rode them in great style. Trudy finally became the mayor you always knew she could be. With careful counsel from friends and experts, she confidently leads Sandrock into its age of glory. All she needed was people like you to believe in her. Cooper and Hugo have written many songs based on the events of your life, though they tend to be awfully squirrely about admitting it. Tensions between Cooper and his daughter have been resolved thanks to your existence. They always loved each other, but now they're better at expressing that and communicating with one another. Mabel approves of the new dynamic and spends less time stressing and more time providing delectables to the other citizens of Sandrock. The world was made a better place with the apprehension of the violent criminal Penn and the shameless schemester Yan. Matilda, or whatever her real name is, she now has a lot of time to think about what she's done. Hopefully she can still see from space Sandrock getting greener by the day. The old builder Mason read about you in the news and breathed a sigh of relief, glad it was all over. Who knows, however, if his past will ever catch up with him. Burgess stepped up to become the minister of the Sandrock Church of the Light, but only because the people of Sandrock gave him the confidence to do so. Justice and Unsure made a name for the Sandrock Civil Corps because of you, not just for drawing photorealistic and other wanted posters. Once Sandrock became a safer place to live, it made sense to start building a school. Without Jane would never have found her new home in Sandrock. Owen still sits quietly behind the bar at the Blue Moon Saloon, but now he has more stories to tell than ever. Rocky and his wife Crystal have now been extremely justified in being the last salvage company to hold out in Sandrock Slump. With the newly found starship ruins, they'll likely be digging up relics that'll move them to a bigger house before long. Katori found success by building her businesses and finally her theme park. Her drive to prove herself separated her from her family, but in the end she was able to reunite and reconnect with her son, who was very proud of his mother. Miguel fell down into a rabbit hole of dangerous philosophy, which led him to act in ways that many would find hard to forgive. Nevertheless, he persevered and helped him understand that even someone such as himself deserves a second chance. Ryan and Dunby finally gained the security they needed to start their family in the newer, greener Sandrock. Playing some small part in your adventure helped bring them closer together than ever before. Unsure had his own hopes and dreams of becoming a deputy of Sandrock, which he did. Having reached the same rank as deputy captain, their bond has grown stronger as well. People often forgot about Venti. Despite her being lively, outgoing, and positive, she somehow managed to fade into the background. Not to you, though. Even when Venti was caked in grime, you made her feel valuable. As chief consultant for Pablo's fashion show, you ensured that it would go off without a hitch as well as attract quite a crowd. The show really made the jewel of the Eufaula shine and proved that Sandrock isn't just a passing fad. Long talks with Heidi helped her figure out what exactly she wanted to do with her life. And with that little added boost of confidence, she was able to convince her master, Verna, that perhaps there was more to life than just being avant-garde. Mysterious Dr. Fang came out of his shell and learned that sometimes a stranger is just a friend you haven't met. He handles things in his clinic much more effectively, and X the Raven now has plenty of time for Coco. Between cram sessions, Haru often thinks of you, Logan, and Andy. This semester, he was at the top of his class, which has earned him a hefty scholarship for next year. Logan sleeps with both eyes closed at night, his name cleared and his debts to society paid. He serves as a role model for young Andy, who will surely go on to do great things with all the support he's received as a member of your community. Grace had the highlight of her career with your help. Some adventures are too great even for super spies, so she decided to come back to Sandrock to retire and be the cook she always pretended to be. For a while, at least. You, Mian, and Nia have become Zeke's angels of sorts, taking over many of the Moisture Farm duties and helping him push greenification knowledge even further. With Mian always over there, sometimes you forget how many builders came to Sandrock in the first place all that time ago. Director Chi finally found the Olympia, though not exactly in the way he'd hypothesized. With all the technology you helped him find, he's now begun to look into the concept of a virtual reality. Musa, the man moving and shaking things behind the scenes, saw the potential of Sandrock, and he's now continuing to invest in establishments all around the Eufaula. He next sets his sights on the northern edges of the Alliance. Because of you, life in Sandrock goes on, renewed with hope and ideals. Tender seeds broke through hard soil and found new life above the surface. Sandstorms all but gone, nourishing rain falls more than it ever has. And sometimes, beyond the clouds, if you look closely, you can see Martel, looking down on the new oasis with a smile. And that, oh my goodness, was my time at Sandrock. I gotta say, this game is gonna stay with me for a while. This was pretty special. The last time I played a game in this genre was Stardew Valley. And while that game was also special and has remained with me in many ways, I think I got even closer and more deep in with the residents of this city than I did with those there. That game was more about like meeting the challenges for me of completing the challenge of building up a strong farm and succeeding in that. But this game was all about interacting with the people. And obviously there were challenges, there was some combat, there were the things we had to build for the main missions and whatnot. But really this game was all about getting to know Sandrock and its people and its stories, its history, the small stories that individual people make up as they interact with friends and family, as they search after their dreams and go after their ambitions. Yeah, this game is really, really something special. And I quite liked the ability to roleplay in it as well. I mean, there wasn't, how do I put this? Some games offer you choices about how to behave. This game kind of didn't do that. Like you could choose between the snarky reply and the serious reply or whatever, but there was never any real like I'm going to be a villain, I'm going to be something other than the builder who's the hero of everyone, right? But at the same time, because the character is voiceless and because there's so much good writing, so much incredible writing for the characters, I had a chance to essentially react to everything that they said and did in the game over the course of the playthrough. So you got that reaction from my narration. I mean, a lot of times I was making jokes and responding and giving my thoughts about things. And this game really gave me the chance to role play my character's inner monologue in that way. And I really, really appreciated that. I kind of, when we started out, obviously I was playing the like insecure, kind of douchey, kind of self-absorbed, self-aggrandizing hipster builder. But very, very quickly, this town charmed me into taking it more seriously and more sincerely. And, you know, it's got some jank. It's not a perfect game. It's definitely a AA game, not a AAA game. But I really have to commend them for making something addictive and fun and that has just a whole lot of heart in it. And I just really loved the hell out of this game. I do feel it went a little long at the end there. The third act was a little stretched out. I mean, I understand what they were doing. They were giving you time to meet the late game romances and like to go slowly, right? If that was your style. I'm more of a completionist. I wanted to finish the game. I didn't want to spend, because I'm recording it for a Let's Play and I'm narrating and I've got like 170 episodes. I didn't really want to be like, okay, today we're going to plant a flower and do one commission and then go talk to everybody and hear lines we've heard before and then go home. And not race or speed through or rush or anything. Like I was very much focused on finishing the mission chains and finishing the game by the end of the third act here. But overall, this game is easily a 9 out of 10 for me, maybe even 9.5. I mean, there is a lot to love here. Some really, really incredible characters. I mean, and the love interests, so many of the bachelorettes were interesting to me. And not just in the like, oh, that character's cute and I like the way the voice actress sounds. Like in the way that they have interesting stories and interesting personalities. And like, you can see how Max would fall in love with one or more of them. I mean, Grace, Amira, Nia, they all easily could have been marriage candidates for Max in this game. And then like Jane arrived pretty late, but she seemed kind of interesting too. I feel like there wasn't a huge amount of content there. And obviously the one I picked was Mian, who I think is really cheerful and upbeat and sweet. Sweet and dorky, which, I don't know, hits a nerve for me. It tickled me in a way that I was like, okay, yeah, I can marry her. I do wish there was a little bit more post-marriage content. Like, it kind of seemed like once you get married, everything's over. There's like 2 or 3 lines that they say, and that's it. And like 2 or 3 events you can do, go for a walk, have a barbecue. Sometimes they'll give you a present, maybe you throw a party. I do wish there was a little bit more there. That would be a criticism, I think. That there's not enough content for the one like huge choice you make in the game. You don't have a lot of choices, but who you date and marry is a big choice, and there should be big consequences for that. I will say that's one thing that I think was a little bit of a missed opportunity for the devs here. That I understand the choice they made, because essentially you have to make a ton of. I think there's 16 bachelors in the game. So they would have to do all that content, and it would have to be individualized and customized, and any given player would only see 1/16 of that content. The other, what is that? Like the other 94% or 93.5% of the content would go wasted. Like the player would never see that. But at the same time, it's such a meaningful choice, and it's the only real choice you have in the game. I feel they needed to give a little bit more to that. Let's think. Graphics for a Switch game, I mean, it's very stylized, but it never bothered me. Throughout the whole game, I enjoyed the visuals very much. If I had one complaint about the visuals, it would be, I would like for there to be a slightly better photo mode, or a way to replay cutscenes like without subtitles, so you can get the screenshots without that big, like, in every single cutscene where people were talking, from the moment the cutscene frame, like the camera angle appeared, the composition of the shot appeared, there was that whole big, like, subtitle box filling the lower quarter of the screen, and you just had to crop it out. There was no way to get rid of it. I'd like a way to replay cutscenes without that, or a way to maybe turn those off, or maybe just script the cutscenes so that there's like a half a second of the shot composition before that appears, pops in or fades in, so that when I'm editing, I can go and get that screenshot. Because like when you're editing, you can get the exact frame where the thing isn't there. Anyway, that's a minor nitpick. This save bug I encountered on the the Xbox Game Pass version was pretty killer. Not being able to save was brutal. It kind of resolved itself after a while, but that's a pretty nasty bug. That's like a really nasty bug. The music was great. I mean, the big 10 out of 10 win for this game is definitely the characters, the city, and the writing. Just fantastic. Just so engaging and charming. And like, the thing that was nice about it was when they went right down the line with the tropes, they still did it in a very polished and sweet way. And then occasionally when they subverted the tropes, it was pretty funny. There was a lot of humor in the game. A lot of funny moments. And man, I just had a blast with this game. So yeah, I mean, the soundtrack was solid. Nothing that I think is really a huge banger. I think they maybe could have used a little bit more variety in the soundtrack from here and there. I mean, there was a lot of repeating background music. I will say that. It was good. A lot of repeats though. And obviously there was some jank. There were some things where like quests or people's responses to things happened kind of out of order compared to how and when you did them, because they kind of like got queued up inside each NPC's list of things to say. And that could have used a bit of polish. There were a few graphical things. There's, in cutscenes, you shouldn't allow random outside NPCs who aren't part of the cutscene to be wandering through. I don't know why they didn't fix that. And I would have liked a lot more variety in what people were wearing. I would have liked more of the ability to kind of like change people's outfits and customize them and stuff. But all that's like stuff I would have liked. It wasn't stuff that made the game worse by not having it. It's just like, wish list type stuff. And that kind of sums up my thoughts about the game. I'm going to start speeding through these. I don't even know what this is. Is this Kickstarters? Jesus Christ. I cannot sit here through 1,000 Kickstarters, man. So I think we're going to have to exit here. One other thing I will say is that I would have liked to see Pumpkin grow up a little faster. I understand what they're doing in terms of like, well, let's make sure you have plenty of time with your child in the stage that it's in, because once it's grown up, you can't go back. But we really only got to see her as a baby and as an infant who could crawl, and that was over the course of like 5 weeks. So it would have been nice to see her grow up a little bit faster. I might, now that I can save the game again, I might actually go ahead and like just sleep my way through a couple months. And I do not wish to be listed at this time, thank you, as a Kickstarter. I might sleep my way through a couple months just to see how she turns out. But as far as post-game content goes, I've looked into it. As much as I can tell, there's only like blue side quests left. Things that you miss by not advancing other relationships far enough. Or like, I think there's like a first day of school quest once the kid gets old enough, where you can take them to school. And, I mean, this is episode like 170 or something. We've spent enough time in this game, and I'm glad that the Let's Play is over. But I want to be clear. I really loved this game. This was fantastic. When the third game in the series comes out, I am 100% down to play it. And I am definitely going to be playing the first game, even though it's much rougher around the edges and much jankier than this game. I got it on the Switch, and I played the first month on my last vacation, and next time I travel, it's coming with me to keep playing it. So, yeah, I have only good things to say about this game. It was really fantastic. And you know what else? I only have good things to say about you. If you watch this entire playthrough, first of all, you're either insanely in love with this game or you're insanely in love with me. Either way, thank you so much for watching this playthrough and listening to me ramble on about this game for like over 100 hours. I really hope if you've made it this far, it's because I entertained you and you enjoyed it. And wow, thank you so much for coming along on this journey with me. A really incredible game. I don't have much else to say. And I don't think we need to look at the rest of these Kickstarters. We're getting near the end, but there's like another 200-300 to go. And I've run out of things to say. So yeah, plus we're at 1 hour and 15 on the episode length, which for a finale is fine. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for being part of my community. Thanks for leaving the comments and subscribing and sharing this on your socials and stuff. It means the world to me. I hope you enjoyed Josue's Let's Play of my time in Sandrock, and I hope to see you again in whatever the next series may be. Until then, as always, take care.